Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. The mainstream media is finally bringing a bit of heat to former SEC chairman Jay Clayton. In fact, a bit of pressure was applied to him while on live television on CNBC today. Well, technically yesterday. For me, it's the same day because it's after midnight at the time I'm recording this, but I haven't gone to sleep. So for me, it's technically the same day, right? I don't count it as the next day until I go to sleep. Okay, so fine, technically yesterday, whatever. But he was on CNBC, and they had this segment where we're talking about crypto, and I have to tell you, it was good to see this, even though, of course, this is not going to surprise you. He's doing everything he can to worm his way out of this verbally. But it's still so good to see this because, like, the XRP community on social media, we've all been bemoaning this fact for some time, which is that Jay Clayton is regularly trotted out on mainstream media television, whether it's CNBC or pick your network. I guess mostly CNBC is where I've seen him anyway. But they're asking him all these questions about crypto, what directionally, where's it going? We need your insight, former SEC chairman, because you did so great regulating crypto while you were running the SEC. And also now he's actually making money from this freaking asset class. Now I'll talk about that more in just a moment. But it's just been stunning that nobody until today has asked him about the lawsuit that he brought against Ripple on his last full day in office. What a weird time to bring that about. And what about all the other criticisms about the appearances of a conflict of interest and how rulings went down the way they went down under his watch, and now he's benefiting from them. Well, how about that? So anyway, plenty to talk about, but before going further, I do want to be clear that I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I'm not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related stories, but just as a hobby, just for fun. And so I actually did transcribe the clip that's on your screen right now, and I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. But first, I want to make sure that you know what Jay Clayton has done since leaving the SEC. Here's a headline from CoinDesk. Former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton to advise One River Asset Management on crypto. This is from March 29th of this year, 2021. And One River Crypto Hedge Fund, they're actually seeking to launch an ETF. And that's a big deal. Launching the first Bitcoin ETF, my gosh. Talk about first mover advantage. There's going to be a fortune to be made there. And so it's just amazing because there's so many ETFs, the companies that applied for Bitcoin ETFs while Jay Clayton was running the show at the SEC, and he denied every single one of them. And a lot of his policies, I mean, so fine, there's their official stance on Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is not their official stance. You know what I'm talking about, right? Other than that, though, there were actually various things that harmed the crypto industry. And so now he's out of it, and he's all ready to make a bunch of money here. And so he joined One River Asset Management on crypto. And then there was this. This is from February 18th, 2021. This is the Apollo Global Management Inc. website, which is a publicly traded company. And you can see here they wrote, today announced that Jay Clayton has been appointed to serve as lead independent director of its board of directors, effective March 1st, 2021. Mr. Clayton assumes this newly created role following his service as chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission from May 2017 through December 2020. And so it's just, understand this too, like, when the nomination process was underway for Jay Clayton back in the day, before he actually became the chair of the SEC, he wasn't asked one single question about crypto. Not one freaking question. He was not appointed because he's some sort of crypto wizard. I think that he haphazardly learned what he learned along the way, and now he's put in these high positions. My God, why is he there? Is it the people that he knows? Like this doesn't pass the smell test, right? And so then you've got this, and this was shared by, there's a guy named Tim who shared this. So That was retweeted by Crypto Law, so thank you, Crypto Law, for sharing this. This is Crypto Law, of course, is John Deaton's entity. He set that up. By the way, you should follow John Deaton on YouTube if you're not. He has a YouTube channel. Just type in Crypto Law TV, and it'll pop right up. No, I believe no spaces. But anyway, so his little the Twitter entity of that shared this. And it was rather fascinating. So again, I transcribed this, and I want to share with you what Asshat Clayton had to say. Cryptocurrency, or said better, blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, is going to add tremendous efficiency to our incumbent markets, as well as provide new opportunities for investment. I already got a pause right there. Again, he started his sentence as cryptocurrency, or said better, blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, is going to add tremendous efficiency to our incumbent markets. To me, it seems that he doesn't understand that you can't use cryptocurrency or blockchain technology interchangeably. They are actually different things. And if he thinks that blockchain technology is the thing to highlight, I've got to question why he would think that, because he also said distributed ledger technology. Maybe he thinks blockchain and blockchain tech and distributed ledger technology are interchangeable. They're not. You can have distributed ledger technology that does not utilize blockchain technology. Not every cryptocurrency out there utilizes blockchain technology. That's actually true. I'm not sure if he knows any of this, but he sure is on the board having all sorts of things to do with crypto matters, so that's a thing. And then he continues. I believe that. That's my personal opinion. I think a lot of people believe that. The question around particular products and whether they will thrive, survive, fail, that requires a micro-analysis as to what function those products provide and whether it's something people want and what the competition is. Well, I'll tell you what, in the case of Ripple and XRP, the competition is the SEC and somehow Ethereum, because Ethereum is now competing in the remittance space. In case you hadn't caught wind of that, I've mentioned it in a couple videos now, but yes, Ethereum with Joe Lubin, also founded Consensus. Yes, they're trying to crack the remittance space. So all of this is rather coincidental, is what they want to have us believe. And maybe it is, but it sure doesn't look right. And so this idea of doing a microanalysis to figure out what products want, well, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if what you just said were true, so that the free market could figure out if XRP deserves to be here long-term? Should there be long-term viability? Same for Ripple. Wouldn't it be better if that happened instead of you stepping in and deciding that you want to bring the hammer down on Ripple because of reasons? Because I'll tell you what, that is completely absurd. You're picking and choosing winners. That's the problem right here. And so here he's partially right, just in the concept of that, what's going to survive, thrive, fail. Yeah, it does depend on whether or not the people want it, but you're deciding for the people, asshat Clayton. That is the problem. And so then the host, thankfully, finally had something to ask him about Ripple. The first time, and mind you, he's been on TV how many times over the past 9 months since this lawsuit was brought up? This is the first time he's been asked on television about Ripple. Stunning. Because, again, this is the biggest case the SEC has brought that is a non-fraud case in decades. And it took 9 months to get somebody to question this guy here. Astonishing. So anyway, the host said, Jay, I do want to ask you one thing, because it's something your critics seem to believe, which is that in your final days as head of the SEC brought a case against Ripple. Now you're advising some other companies in this space, and they point out or suggest that this is a conflict. Yeah, well, it sure as hell doesn't look good. I'm appreciative the question was asked, but here's his response. And you can already tell as I start reading this, he's just thinking about how he's going to worm his way out of this. And here's what he said. Let me say that we brought a number of cases during my tenure at the SEC in the ICO space. Offerings and securities that were not following our rules around registration for live distribution to the public. I'm not going to comment specifically on the case you mentioned. Womp womp. Yeah, of course you're not. Of course you're not. There's nothing you could say to make you look good anyway. You shouldn't have done this. And I'm glad that there are all sorts of media outlets that are bringing the fire. In particular, Charles Gasparino with the Fox Business Network, who is taking an unbiased approach to this. He doesn't have a dog in this fight, but he is bringing the facts. I just appreciate that because I know the facts are not on Jay Clayton's side. They're on Ripple's side. And so all he's doing, I say all, nobody else would do it. Not literally, but not many would do it. But Charles Gasparino is, and he's bringing major attention. And I bet that without Charles Gasparino of the Fox Business Network having brought it up, I don't think that you would have seen this question even asked to Jay Clayton on CNBC. I don't think he even would have seen that. And so then anyway, after that, after he said, I'm not going to comment specifically on the case that you mentioned, he proceeded and said, but in terms of my after government services, what I can say is the companies that I advise, I don't want to be promoting them. One is an institutional asset manager. Another is what I'd call an infrastructure firm. I did not know these companies while I was in the government. I was introduced to them after I exited. Did my due diligence as to whether or not I would be an advisor and chose to do so. And so there you go. He's claiming that nothing was done unethically and nothing's done illegally. And I don't have any evidence to the contrary, but it's just funny how things magically work out for this guy, isn't it? Everything just magically works out for Jay Clayton. He can just bring down the hammer on whoever he wants. He can pick winners and losers. And he can leave without sufficient regulatory clarity after regulating by enforcement. And then he can make a bunch of money from the asset class that, by and large, he was just harming. That's what he can do, because he's Jay Clayton, and he's made of pure magic and pixie dust. That's Jay Clayton for you. Freaking asshat. So I don't know what else to say about it, but this is, I hope that more mainstream media outlets just continue to bring the fire, because he deserves to be questioned a lot harder than that, frankly. That's a fine start, I suppose. One question better than nothing, I suppose. Maybe fine start's too strong a way to phrase that, but it's a start. Okay, it's technically a start, right? But man, what about everything else? What about the Hinman speech, there's so many questions that you could bring to his attention, and I'd love to see him asked, and I don't know. I feel like he's going to do everything he can to dodge that type of stuff. He's probably pissed off that he got asked that one single question. I could see that being the case here. Oh, man. Here's something that John Deaton shared. He wrote, imagine in 1946, the SEC claiming oranges are unregistered securities. You think that's a silly hypothetical, huh? That's exactly what it's doing in 2021 by calling a digital asset, which is simply alphanumeric code, unregistered securities. No kidding. And that is actually what's happening. Can you imagine an orange is actually a security? That's what I'm saying. Just like, there's somebody out there as a farmer, and he's collecting his oranges. He's like, bitch, I'm just trying to make me some damn orange juice. And then the SEC's coming along, that orange, that delicious orange right there that you're turning into orange juice, that is a security, and you cannot do that. Can you imagine that crap? But that's effectively what they're claiming with XRP. It's completely absurd, but that actually is what they're claiming, while simultaneously claiming that they're not claiming that. I know. Here's a tweet that I like from Stefan Huber, member of the XRP community, and he wrote the following. Also completely ludicrous. Mary Jo White was the chairman of the SEC until 2017 and is today Ripple's lawyer. And now the SEC sues Ripple, claiming that Mary Jo White's SEC gave fair notice to Ripple back then. This is physically impossible. And then he's got a little laughy face. Right, and so I agree with you. I think that that's absolutely correct, which is why I'm highlighting this here. Now, technically, what the SEC would come back is like, oh, well, she's biased now. Who knows if she really believed that back then? Blah, 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 blah. You can imagine the way that they could spin this crap. But he is right. The point is solid. She certainly didn't think that it was clear when she was chair back in the day, as to whether or not Ripple. So, if she doesn't think that, and then there's Hester Peirce, and there's no shortage of people. Actually, there's kind of a shortage. There's a handful of people that will publicly acknowledge this today, anyway. Given that's the case, how could you possibly make a logical and fair argument that Ripple was supposed to know that what they were doing was wrong, especially when they did it in broad daylight for the better part of a decade? Don't make no damn sense now, Moon Lambo. Now check out this one. This is from my fellow XRP YouTuber, Digital Asset Investor. Check this out. This is going to be interesting. I don't know what this is going to be, but I'm looking forward to finding out. tomorrow, or technically today because it's after midnight at the time I'm recording this. Anyway, the Digital Ass Investor wrote, I heard Charles Gasparino on Fox Business Network. He said tomorrow he's having a surprise crypto guest on, and if you care about the SEC's unfair treatment of Ripple, you need to watch. Mentioned it was a major player. Said he's gonna light it up. Said CNBC protects the establishment. How about that? Which is partly why I was kind of surprised that we saw on CNBC today even one question asked. And it's not like this is not exactly a hardball question. It was just kind of lobbed into him. But I was impressed we saw one question asked. But yeah, so Gasparino apparently, according to DAI, is claiming that CNBC is protecting the establishment, and Gasparino ain't have none of that. And so he said he's going to light it up. Ooh, I look forward to seeing that. Who is he going to have on to talk about SEC's unfair treatment of Ripple? I don't know. I'm sure that, within the next 24 hours, there's going to be a lot to say, and I'll be covering it on the Moon Lambo channel. That's for damn sure. And I'll share one last tweet with you. This is from Lark Davis, who shared the following with his 529,000 followers. And by the way, he's probably got close to that many subscribers on YouTube also. And I don't even know that he's particularly a fan of Ripple or XRP. I can't remember if he's publicly stated his stance. He doesn't talk about it a whole lot. He may not be, but I like this tweet, and so credit where it's due either way. He wrote, "We should all be rooting for Ripple to win their lawsuit with the SEC. If they win, it sets a very important precedent for crypto tokens in the USA. And if they lose, it gives the SEC ammo to go after the majority of tokens listed on US exchanges." And so I hit the heart on that, and I also retweeted it. And again, credit where it's due. I appreciate that, especially somebody with that many followers is doing the right thing and getting the word out. Because even if you're not a fan of XRP, come on, set the tribalism elsewhere, at least for the moment. Just pause on the tribalism and recognize that you're going to be in trouble too. And maybe if we could just all rally around, just rally together and recognize that the crypto asset class is under siege by the SEC, maybe that would result in a better future for all of us. I'm just saying, guys. I don't know. Am I crazy? I took some crazy pills this morning. That's probably what it is. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.